Welcome to Gettin Geeky with your host, Gina Schreck, and the occasional special guest, bringing tech tips in bite-sized pieces. She's getting geeky, getting goofy, and getting random. Welcome to Gettin Geeky.
Well, hi, I'm Gina Schreck, and I'm here with Donna Gilliland of Most Training. Donna, good morning.
Good morning, Gina. How are you?
Very good. You're in Alabama. I'm in Colorado. And yet, two geek chicks can get together and talk about some fun technology that companies can use. And you've been really diving into the whole LBS, location-based services. What are some of the tips that you have for people as they look to embrace this somewhat wacky piece of technology?
Well, and that's a good question, but for me now, of all the location-based gaming that there is, I've sort of attached myself to Foursquare just because it's more dominant in the market, and haven't really stopped to look at the others like Gettin, because right now my focus is sort of in a little campaign that I have going on in my own community. I live right outside of Birmingham, Alabama, which is Trussville. So I had this little marketing campaign going on for local businesses, and I've dubbed it Let's Make Trussville a Foursquare City. So it is in an effort to help local businesses leverage Foursquare, location-based gaming, whether they choose Foursquare or another, but that's the one I've started off with.
What a cool way, though, to get involved in your community, help other businesses, and teach people about technology. I love it.
The tips that I'm giving them, first, of course, is educating the business and then the consumer to what location-based gaming is, and specifically what Foursquare is. And then once I get that explained, then I'm going into the tips of how you could use Foursquare to tap into that foot traffic.
Love it.
That's coming your way. Because everyone, just about, I would think, that comes into your business is carrying a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So, there, Gina.
The
one you got in your hand.
I always say there's three things that people never leave home without: your phone,
That's right.
your keys, and your wallet.
Yes, absolutely. And for geeky girls, I don't go without the lipstick. But anyway, too bad I couldn't build that into the phone.
We do need some sort of little thing that pops out.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
I think you're onto something. Even small businesses should go onto Foursquare, add a venue, and create your business name, because number one, it shows that you're forward thinking, that you're with the trends, that you're following what's going on. So I think that's another cool thing, is all of us should go on and create our business name on Foursquare, Gowalla, whatever.
I guess what you're saying is even if you're not doing anything with it right now, at least have that cutting edge perception. Is what you're saying, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I agree, which is pretty much what I try to tell the local businesses.
Right. And we look at it as a game, and yet it's interesting because, Donna, you and I have talked about this. At first when I looked at these, I thought, who's playing these kind of games? I mean, I've never been a Farmville or Mafia
Me either.
person. Yeah. So I thought this is just another one of those games. But as soon as I became the mayor, on Foursquare, you and I have talked about this, you check in so many times at one location in a period of time, you become the mayor. Well, suddenly I think the crown, my virtual crown, had magic powers because I started going crazy trying to check in certain places. I became the mayor of my daughter's high school. I'm hoping that'll help her grades. It means absolutely nothing. But I'll tell you, another dad became the mayor. He ripped the crown from my head at my daughter's school. And I thought, okay, someone else is playing the game. And I felt the competitive spirit. And then it dawned on me, if I'm willing to check in every day at my daughter's school when I drop her off so that I can reclaim my mayorship, what will people do in your business, in your place of business, in the coffee shop, in the bank, in the hair salon? People are competitive, so I think it's really funny.
It is true that they are competitive. And as I try to share with businesses here in Trussville, which is where I've really started this campaign, if you will, is that it also becomes their job once they get onto Foursquare to educate the consumer as to what Foursquare is, because the average consumer probably still doesn't yet, or we'll say the greater populace doesn't know yet what it is. And of course, if they go ahead and set up their venue, then as I understand it, Foursquare will now send you what are called cleans. So you've got that Foursquare logo that you can place on your door or at the reception area or the checkout of the cash register. I've even suggested to businesses like restaurants that in the initial campaign that they get everyone to wear T-shirts. And with the back having a logo and talking about what Foursquare is and all kinds of ideas like that. And then they say the pubs where you have the big screen TV is to every now and again run a screen that shows who the mayor is of the location. So a lot of different little tips like that.
Because that encourages people to come back and they want to check in. They want to see.
That's right.
Yeah. Just looking at creative ways to use today's technology to really get people to play the game.
Yeah.
Earn goofy badges, crowns, virtual whatever, stickers.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a trend that we need to pay attention to because people are wanting to play as they share in their social circles. So fascinating stuff.
Well, now, I know that you do things with Foursquare at an educational level.
At every conference now that I go to speak at, I ask them, can we create some fun game-like features within the conference to get people to check in at different spots? Maybe it's the registration table where they get some information. Maybe it's at the expo booths. If you're putting together an expo, definitely you'd want to create a location for your booth and people check in and you get points. So, looking just again, getting out of the box and thinking creatively because each day you could award who checked in at the most locations.
Right.
To learn. Who shared when they checked in, did they share a learning nugget? Which is what I love about the, getting your town to become a Foursquare town. What if there were big networking events? And you talked about, creating one of the swarms on Foursquare. What if you had people, I meet another small business person, I check in, but as I check in, just like Twitter or Facebook, we get to put some little statement in there, 140 characters. And what if we shared something we learned about another business person?
See, I think that is such a great idea.
Yeah,
I think
networking and fun.
Yeah, it just has, because it has so much potential beyond what it was originally created for. So I'm beginning to get some folks here a little excited. I mean, once people understand it, that's the big thing, is first the understanding of what it is, and then once they do, then it's, the response has been, oh yeah, okay, no upfront cost, low maintenance, it could be competitive, fun.
And we've talked about this, is people are afraid that if I go into one of these location-based services, it is using my GPS on my phone. Is it sending a signal telling people where I am? Well, it's not any more than us going on Twitter and saying, I'm now at the library for this event, or I'm at this conference center. That information, all it's doing is adding a location tag to that tweet or post. And so it's not that it's on telling people where you are at every moment. You have to intentionally open the app, check in, for it to send out where you are. So I tell people, use common sense. Don't check in at a hotel saying, I'll be here for 3 days.
Yeah. And those are such good points for you to bring out, because that is a concern. You're right.
Get on and play like we've done, as we've just been playing with it.
We have. And I've been having fun. I've become the mayor a couple of times. I'm so excited.
I'm the mayor of Valor High School. I'm hoping maybe at homecoming I'll have some special part in the parade or something.
Something for becoming the mayor.
My daughter will ban me from the school.
Yes, I know. I have daughters, so I do understand about how one can be banned as mom.
Well, Donna, it's always so fun to chat with you about tech
you as
tools.
Well.
And we'll have to, next time, look at maybe some of the other augmented realities or QR tags. That's another hot one out there on the market.
Sounds good to me. I'm always excited to talk geeky stuff because I'm talking with the Gettin geeky girl for sure is Gina Schreck. So she's the one to know.
Follow Donna on Twitter. It is at Most Training.
We'll say that
before. What's your website if we wanted to find out more information on you?
By the same name, so mosttraining.com.
Awesome. Donna, you're awesome. Keep getting geeky, girl.
All right, I will. It's been fun.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, Gina.